Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a hearing about fraud, and I would say that that includes corruption, political corruption. So I want to talk about political corruption in this regime. There are so many examples of political corruption in this administration, in this regime. And the thing is that what is astounding to me is that this corruption, which is fraudulent, costs people money, is so overt. And I know that at least Mr. Weissman has talked about some of this corruption, but let me just repeat some of this because I think it's important for our American people to know what is overtly happening in our country that constitutes political corruption and, in my view, fraud. For example, President Trump accepted a $400 million jet from Qatar that he plans to keep. He plans to keep after his time in office. What is that? Overt. Members of Trump's team, including Kash Patel and Kristi Noem, use taxpayer-funded private jets for personal travel, to visit with girlfriends, to go to golf courses. Overt. Tech billionaires have received special access to the White House in exchange for paying for the president's new ballroom in the East Wing. And as noted, a lot of these tech billionaires want something from the White House. That's why they're doing this. I'd say, it's practically extortion, if not extortion, for this kind of overt kind of corruption to be happening. And then Trump's family has made at least $5 billion from the same cryptocurrency market that Trump's administration refuses to regulate. And in case anyone needs a reminder, the president himself was convicted of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. That is called fraud. Mr. Weissman, I want to ask you a few questions about all of this overt corruption. Now, as mentioned, Trump has pardoned dozens of people, including several of his billionaire buddies. Many of these pardons followed $1 million or more contributions to support the Trump campaign from friends and family of the convicted criminals. For example, Trevor Milton was serving a 4-year prison sentence and owed $695 million, $695 million in restitution to victims, and he was pardoned. So all that restitution money, forget it, forgiven. Pardoned by Trump after he and his wife contributed almost $2 million to support Trump's campaign. Paul Walzak owed $4.4 million in restitution to victims and was serving an 18-month sentence when Trump pardoned him following Walzak's mother spending $1 million to attend a Trump fundraiser. Julio Herrera was pardoned after his daughter contributed $1 million to a Trump super PAC. Mr. Weissman, do you see a pattern here?
I think the pattern is exactly what you're saying, Senator, which is that people who've made contributions to the president's political committees or who have hired lobbyists spending a lot of money with people who are close to the president have managed to finagle pardons without showing any remorse and irrespective of the harms they perpetrated on victims.
Hundreds of millions of dollars literally in restitution out the window. So what do you call this kind of behavior? I call it corruption. And do you think that this pattern of Trump basically holding out his hand and extracting all this money from people for pardons and everything else, do you think that that pattern will cease?
I think there is a 0% chance of it ceasing unless the people and this Congress demand that it does so.
I do want to mention, the DOJ is actually doing an investigation. In fact, they're following up on a lawsuit that was originally filed by Biden against Ticketmaster, which sells tickets, owns venues, contracts with major performers, that they pretty much run the whole show. And this allows Ticketmaster to literally screw over fans. And so the Biden administration sued them for anti-competitive practices. Now, one hopes that this lawsuit will continue, but now we are hearing that well-connected Trump world lobbyists are pursuing the Trump DOJ to drop the case. And this is reminiscent of these same lobbyists getting the Trump DOJ to drop another lawsuit from going forward, and they did so. So would you be surprised if this Ticketmaster lawsuit goes away and the Ticketmaster customers, which number in the millions, will continue to get screwed? Would you be surprised if
would
this
not be
lawsuit
surprised.
goes away?
I would not be surprised.
Okay, there you go. Corruption, rampant.